an add and subtract, two-player, battle card game. Welcome to Loot of the Guardians. Potion of Life. In the age where the sky rained fire and the people stared into the starry skies, an intelligent, verocious species walked the plains of Tillansia. Soaring high above the clouds, they screeched and burrowed their way into mountains, creating gigantic cave systems throughout the world. Feeding on fear, sucking the poison out from the world and the animals, all forms of life in Tillansia were safe. They were guardians, they were dragons. Centuries after, a generation of dragons rose up in an effort to take the world for themselves, for it was greed that turned them from the light. Feeding on too much fear, so much that it manifested itself within them, they became corrupt and later evolved into entities which could pass into shadows. These beings became known as veils. Once the night came across the towns and cities of Tillansia, the mothers and fathers of men and all races alike would do their best to bring happiness to their children before they went to sleep, all in an effort to keep their fear away, for the veils would smell it. Once in the house of their victim, the being will be held paralyzed as they would encourage fear to emit from them, projecting the feeling of fear around them, creating a prison paradox whilst they fed on their victim's life force, killing them before the night was through. Many towns and small villages were wiped out, and yet some of the dragons still remained alive and true to themselves and not corrupted by fear. The people of the world, however, had lost trust in them decades ago, due to the monstrosities that their counterparts known as the Veil were capable of doing. Thousands of soldiers raided the mountains of Tillansia and slaughtered the last remaining dragons, even though they stood for the greater good of the world. A global extermination was underway regardless, as they could not be trusted with this burden of guarding the world of Tillansia no more, for the time of the dragons was over. The dragons fought back against the tide of fumigation, and it was realized that only but a few men would make it out of the tunnels alive. Those men were recognized as heroes, yet heroes had their secrets. They were the 4 knights of Vesica, the right-hand guard of her order. They each wore a full suit of shiny silver armor encasing them from head to toe. In one hand they each held a different weapon, an axe, a spear, a sword, and a hammer, and on the other hand they carried a shield that unfolded from their gauntlet. Thousands of men saw these men die in battle, yet would raise up and continue fighting. It was them who killed the last of the dragons, and it was them who were known to have drunk from the potion of life. Potion of Life.